A really simple and cheap meal that we have a lot is couscous. Again, this is for people that might be starting out with cooking and just want some ideas to how to stretch things out. This wasn't a lot of money. It's ready in 5 to 8 minutes. So this is a pint jug, an old-fashioned pint jug. Like I say, we broke our measuring jug and we're in lockdown, so we're going to use what we have. So you can see, there we are, there's our couscous. And what I do to give it a bit of taste is I just crumble a very, it's not expensive, vegetable cube in.
Could you use something like bouillon?
You could. We might have some. You've got to be a little bit careful because some of them are very, very salty. So if you're going to use bouillon, use the no added salt one. This actually might be salty. This is just, I don't normally, I haven't written obviously a recipe for this. So boiling water, take care. Now I believe it's half the couscous to water. So we'll see how it goes. Now I'm going to tip that over, and I always put a bit of butter in, and it does something to it. There's probably a technical thing, I don't know, but it just works well. And then I'm just going to give that a stir. So if you just have a look on there, you can see how much extra, can you see that? How much extra water to couscous there is. Okay. Now we always put mixed veg in this, which I'll show you later, and whatever you've got, bits of chopped veg, some coriander, onion. I do it in the frying pan and then we add it to it, but you can just have it plain with curry, you know, or well, anything really that you'd normally use rice for. So I'm just going to leave that now, and within, well, hopefully 5 to 8 minutes, the water goes into the couscous, swells, and then you're ready to go. So we'll see if our quantities of a pint, half of that was, I'll measure that out for you later, it was half of the jug of couscous. You can get a whole wheat couscous, I think, as well, which I've got on the shelf, but I'm just using a standard one. You can see, I don't know if you can see on there, it's starting to swell already. So there's less liquid there. So it should be swelling more than that. So I'll come back to you in a minute, and hopefully these quantities have worked. So after 10 minutes, this is our couscous. Now I have to be honest, I've added midway through a tiny bit more couscous, maybe a tablespoon, because I could just tell there was going to be a little bit too much water in there, just through experience, but that's what you want it to look like, lovely and fluffy. Okay, so that's not bad going, is it? It's 10 minutes. You know, I suppose if I'd have put maybe a plate over the top, it would have done a little bit quicker. So I'm going to show you how to just stretch that out. So I've cut up half an onion. There's 2 tablespoons, or a bit more than that, of vegetable oil. I've put some mint in and some black pepper. Now what I will say about this couscous is, I normally make more, so the vegetable cube is salty enough for that. In fact, I might use a little bit less. So you won't need to add any salt to this because I think it's plenty salty enough. So I'm doing some fresh coriander. You can use any herbs you like. And normally I fry the onion first. So I'm gonna just move that out of the way. Some peppers. I suppose you could use cut up celery. I'm also gonna throw in after a cup of petit pois. They're a pound a bag, but you can use standard peas. Tin peas I don't think would work, or sweet corn. So this, with this and your couscous, will give you a great meal, a great veggie meal actually. Lots of vitamins and minerals in there and carbs. So that would be a really good cheap student meal. Great to fill a teenager up. You can add bits to it. We're putting it later with a barbecue, but you could quite happily eat that on its own. Remember to cover over with cling film in the fridge. Hot the first day, cold the next day. I don't know how okay it is to reheat it. but to be honest, it's so quick, you can make fresh. So think about your quantities. You know, if it's just one person, obviously that is far too much. So, you know, just make up what you need and you'll just get, you know, you'll learn through experience. So I'm going to put this onto the hob and then come back to you in a minute. So I've been frying this for about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. I've put some garlic granules in as well, just to give it a bit more taste. Remember, you can add things like smoked paprika, ginger, whatever you want. And what I should have said as well is, if you just cut up your veg, well, your peppers and onions and that, it's lovely in there raw. So you can have it like that. It can be more like a salad. So in goes my frozen peas. Obviously these don't need a lot of cooking, they just need defrosting. See, there's lots of lovely colour there now. It smells really lovely and minty. Remember, I haven't added any salt because this is salty enough. So I've just put in black pepper, mint, we've got our peppers in there, onions, peas and vegetable oil. Now I know this seems like I'm teaching you to suck eggs. A lot of you know all of this. But there are some people out there that are just starting out with cooking, like my son. I mean, he's 16. He's not bad, but I don't think, he asked me the other day, how do I do the couscous? So I thought, I'll just put it on a little video and then it's easier. So yeah, so we're pretty much ready now. So I can either add this to the couscous, because this is quite a small bowl. I'll show you. I'm just going to add this in. So you can see the texture, and then just mix everything back in. Now if I was having this for a main, probably would have put a little bit more veg, but because this for us is a side, not all of this, obviously we'll save some for tomorrow, because we've got it with other stuff. Now this would be lovely as it is with some of the minty yoghurt dip we do, or mayo. So you can just see it's got lots of colour. Now that's only, remember, a third of a pepper and half a red pepper. I'm trying to be really careful with what we use at the moment, but you could always add more, and half an onion. So if you'd have added, I'll turn the heat off now, a whole onion, more pepper, you'd have a lot more stuff going through that. You could actually make a hole in the middle of that, put some oil in, put some egg in, and it would almost be like a couscous fried, you know, like fried rice, but egg fried rice, but with couscous. So it's another way of getting your protein in too. So there we go. I mean, it would look beautiful back in the bowl, and I might take a photo later of it on our table. But that really, maybe if you were doing other stuff, 10 minutes to soak, 5-10 minutes for making that, and you've got enough there for, if you have a look at that, if you all had a big portion, that's 4. If it was a little side portion, 8. There we go, couscous, vegetable couscous. I've put it back in the bowl, so this is our vegetable couscous. Look at that, steaming hot, but that's lovely eaten cold as well. Think of it more like a salad accompaniment. Thanks ever so much for watching. See you soon.